So Pedro's sister is Basura. Let's get into it. Pedro's on the phone with his sister and he's telling her about, just a trip or whatever. And she gets upset with him and it's just like, oh, you're making nice with your gringo father-in-law and you're over there having a good time and we're over here suffering and we're trying to get to the United States. Like, Pedro, you are too old to not realize that your family is taking advantage of you. I feel so sorry for this dude because he has a mother and a sister who knows that they have power over him and they manipulate him and they guilt trip him like he is supposed to take care of these grown women, even when he has a wife. Like, they don't respect his marriage. They are so disrespectful. And I can't believe I'm here with this family because I was on their side in the beginning. I really was. I felt like Chantel's family was taking liberties, especially her mother. But just to see how the father and how River is at least trying to make it work with Pedro and to see Pedro being receptive. Like, Pedro really got my heart when he was crying about how he didn't have a father. He don't even know who his father is. And when he came here, he was hoping that Chantel's dad would be that for him, and to have everything fall apart really hurt him. So I was so glad to see at least Pedro and Chantel's father try to forge some kind of relationship. I felt like they really had fun at the Dude Ranch and they were really just making leeway and moving forward. River, I get it. Him and Pedro had a physical altercation. It's really hard to move on from that. But I was just happy to see that at least the guys were at least working to get along. To have Pedro's sister tear that down, especially when this is something that Pedro wanted, was so disgusting. So she's such an awful person. And then to top it off, she continues to put this Jezebel on camera. Like, how dare you? She's constantly talking about how Pedro needs to get a divorce. And she sits down with her friend who she knows like Pedro, who she was trying to get him to cheat on Chantel with, and talking about how he doesn't need to be married. He's just chiming in about Chantel. And then the girl goes in and she's just like, he can do better. And I'm still interested in seeing him. And when he comes out here, I would like to see him. And his sister's just like, oh, we can make that happen. How dare you? Why would you even come on national TV with something like that? You look horrible and you're just eating it up. Chantel, I hope you're watching this and I hope you never help your husband get his family here. You know what? I take that back because I feel like that sister gonna come to America and she is gonna get a whole reality check because maybe you're the bee's knees in the Dominican Republic, but honey, you gonna get your chin checked in America because we don't play that. We don't play that. I don't know how the DR is letting you walk around and just be vile and nasty to people and you still walking around with them braces. Let me tell you something. America will fix that for you real quick. We don't play over here with that. She is just so nasty. Even if the show told you this was your storyline, I would be like, my brother loves this woman. We don't get along, but that's his wife. I'm not going to sit here and create an adultery storyline because me and the girl don't get along. Like, how could she even go along with that if that's something that they created for her? She's just vile. She is a vile person. So nasty and gross. Like, Pedro was talking to her and all the joy left his eyes because he was so happy talking to her about the trip. And she's just, oh, you're over there with your gringo family and we're over here suffering. Suffering? You don't look like you suffering. He sends all of his money back to you. Chantel is supporting the both of them because he takes all of his money and her money and gives to you, and you're still nasty and disrespectful. You don't deserve anything. I cannot stand that girl. She is nasty because me and that girl have the same name, and I will never call her my blessed name. Nicole means victory in Spanish. You mean to tell me that that evil person's name means victory? The devil is a liar. She will always be Pedro's sister. So Pedro's sister is sitting at this bar with this Jezebel, and this Jezebel gonna say, I know he's married and I respect that, but just a little bit. Chantel, sis, you too nice. You too nice. And maybe you don't know how to get buck, but baby, you need to get buck about your man because this girl is disrespectful. At this point, you got to fight Nicole and that Jezebel. They don't respect your marriage. They don't respect you. And you keep on giving these people checks. because none of them would have a check had it not been for Chantel. She has paved the way for everybody to eat. Her family, Pedro's family, and nobody respects this girl. Child, if I were you, I would go in there and I would clean house. I will let them hoes know you don't eat unless I eat. If you don't want to respect me, you don't like me, you don't want him to be with me, fine. I'll send him back home to you and all your bags will stop. How you like that? You gotta use the power that you have. You're not using it. And normally, I don't like the Americans using their Americanness or any kind of power over their immigrant partners. I don't like it because it's very demeaning. However, Chantel has to use some of her bargaining chips. And she does it because she really, really loves Pedro, right? But everybody is walking over her. Girl, you got to stand up for yourself. I'm not saying do that. I'm calling immigration mess that your mom do. That's low and that's vile. But you need to let Pedro and his family know I'm the only reason why you eating. Respect me or leave me the hell alone because I could send him back to you and stop everybody's food. Don't play with me. That's what she needs to do. Get them in line. Because a girl like Pedro's sister, you can't talk to her and make peace. You just gonna have to check that hoe every time you see her. And that's how she will learn. You can't be nice to girls like that. They're nasty. What's weird to me is that she has like this pretty girl stuck up syndrome and she's not. I'm like, who told you? Who in the Dominican Republic told you that you were that girl? Because you're not, sis. You're not. Chantel, don't you sign them papers. Don't you help Pedro get them people over here because they are giving you a headache from the Dominican Republic. They call and you get stressed out. Could you imagine what your life will be when they're living with you? First of all, where the hell they gonna go? Their apartment is medium. I can't believe that Pedro and Nicole is really living in that. Are they really living in that or are they living in that apartment for the show? That apartment is borderline poverty. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more wear and tear and we would be on the poverty line. So I'm just like, why are y'all living like this if TLC is paying y'all all this money? Because they're getting checks. I don't know if they're getting millions, but they gotta be, as a couple, getting at least, gotta be getting like, for a season, gotta be coming up with like 250,000. Have to. Especially for a spinoff. You know what? They probably getting 500,000, probably 250,000 a person. Just for Pedro and Chantel. So y'all got money. Are y'all playing poor for this show? Because it doesn't make sense. Not only are you on like season 3 of your 90 Day Fiancé, season 3 or season 4 of 90 Day Fiancé, you have your own spinoff show. That's a whole different kind of deal. You are the main characters. This network is paying y'all a pretty penny. Why are y'all living like this? They are playing poor, guys. No way am I bringing home at least 500 grand. Am I living in this shack? So Pedro's sister is just like, well, I don't want to come there and have to rely on her and she's treating me mean. Girl, so you know that when you come to the United States, if you come, because if I have anything to do with it, I'm like, can we call, just block certain people? Like, U.S. Citizenship Office, this sister is vile. Don't let her in the States. Can you do that? Anyway, she knows that when she comes here, if she comes here, that she's going to have to rely on Chantel for survival because she'll be the only American that they're closely connected to. Why are you trying to break up the marriage then? Why are you being nasty to this girl if you know that she is going to be the person to help you become a citizen? Also, she's helping your brother to become a citizen. Why do you want him to divorce her? And y'all trying to come here. Y'all can't get there without her. And then they're going to say, oh no, we don't need her. We're going to become citizens on our own. You really think that? How dense are you two? This is the thing. And it pisses me off because I know I can see what they have done to Pedro. Pedro reminds me of that kid who came from a family that's in poverty. It doesn't really have much, right? But not only is he the kid in his family, he's the oldest and he's the boy. So he has to play husband to his mom and father to his little sister. So he is constantly denying himself because his entire life, he's been a husband to his mother and the father to his sister. He's never been able to be Pedro. So the issues that he's having with his wife is because she doesn't understand that she married this man who was a husband and a father already to his mother and sister. She just thinks that she's marrying this guy and they're starting this life together. But honey, he already has a life and he already has responsibilities. And these people don't care enough about him to let him go, live his life, and provide for his wife. They take everything he has and it's never enough. And the boy is so twisted in his mind, he can't say no because this is who he's been since he was a child. Poor guy. And he loves them so much that he'll do it, even if it causes all of this drama. When he was talking to his sister, he was so excited and she zapped all the joy out of him. And then he started talking negative too. And then he started saying, well, I only went to the ranch with Chantel's father and brother so that they could start being nice to me and they'll be okay with you guys coming over here. That's the only reason why I went to therapy. That's the only reason why I did this. So now he's trying to make excuses for the things that he did that he enjoyed because they don't like them. So now he didn't have a good time at the ranch. He was just doing that to make sure that he is securing a future for his family. It's so sad because he had a great time. He really, really did. And he wanted to tell his sister about it, but his greedy sister didn't care. They don't care about him. He's just a resource. They just leech off of this dude. And the only reason why they have an issue with Chantel or her family, period, is because they see right through them. They see right through them. Now, yes, Chantel's mama is a problem. I thought she was so disrespectful to Pedro's entire family when they went to the Dominican Republic. She was so pompous. She was acting so elitist. It was gross. And I was on this family side. But when the mom is removed, you got Pedro's sister and his mother. Just as horrible. Just as horrible. I feel so sorry for that dude. They take all the joy out of him. Ugh. You know what? The more I see of Pedro's sister, the more I understand why her weave got pulled out. When you got all of this and you don't have none of this, you get your weave pulled out and you get thrown on the dining room floor. As I was watching this episode, I realized that Pedro and Zaid from Before the 90 Days, they have the same fashion sense. They both enjoy wearing medium clothing for their extra large bodies. All of Pedro's shirts look like this was something he was wearing when he was in the 3rd grade. And he just grew out of it. You know what I mean? And he's not going to let it go. His pants are tight. His shirt is tight. Damn, even his hats are tight. Everything that boy wears. I'm like, Pedro, baby, you not the same weight you was when you was 23. It's okay to let him go. It's okay to let those clothes go. I used to do it too. I used to hold on to these tiny shirts. And my mom was just like, baby, you got to go up a size. Chantel, tap your man on the shoulder and say, baby, you gotta go up a size. This scene with Pedro and Miss Karen was pure comedy. It was so hilarious that my mom decided to start watching this show. She was cracking up. So Miss Karen meets with Pedro to tell him that she's going to the DR with Chantel because Pedro's grandmother is sick or not getting better or whatever. He's going back to see her, and of course he, talked to his wife and she wants to come and support her husband. And then the mom is like, because it's a TV show, the whole family is going because hijinks is going to ensue when we all get together. So for TV's sake, she decides to call a meeting with Pedro. No reason for her to meet with this man, especially when she's been so disrespectful to him. So she calls a meeting to meet with him just to tell him that she's going to the Dominican Republic. But this is the thing that got me. Miss Karen's Spanish, it's so horrible. Because she was trying with Pedro in the beginning, but Pedro was he's so quick because it's his first language. She was just like, hola, your esposa? Like, she was so terrible. And she was just like, okay, Pedro, you win. We'll do English. Pedro was like, English, okay. Ma'am, you know what? I feel bad for saying this, but it's the truth and it's my channel, so I have to be honest. Chantel, don't get mad. Your mother reminds me of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Okay, Pedro. All right. Like, ma'am, every time she has a scene, I'm like, speed it up. Her confessionals are so slow. She just takes so much time to like get to her point. And it's like, ma'am, we only have an hour. Speed it up. So, of course, this meeting goes way left because Pedro is just like, why do you want to come to the Dominican Republic and you threaten to beat my mom up? And she's just like, well, I'm coming to protect my daughter. And if my peace is compromised, I'm every woman. It's all in me. What? Me and Pedro were looking at her like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about with them damn cowboy boots? Can I just say, I love how oblivious Chantel is, because her and Pedro are packing to go to the Dominican Republic to see his grandmother. Can I just add, Pedro's grandmother, who is sick, who they don't want to say that she's dying, but they're saying that she's not getting better. So you should probably come see her right away. We all have gotten those calls before, like it's not looking good for so-and-so, so you probably need to come down here and see her to just, check on her and see if she's okay or to say goodbye. So it's one of those trips. They're packing and Pedro's just like, I don't think all my stuff can fit in there. She's like, oh no, your stuff can fit in with mine, because this side is going to be for my bathing suits, and then this side, Pedro's just like, why are you packing? Why are you packing bathing suits? We're not going to be on the beach. We're going to see my grandmother. It's not that kind of trip. And Chantel is like, oh, like, girl, you trying to be on a beach? His grandmother is sick. Like, you're not even going to be in that kind of space. You're going to be there comforting your husband and probably trying to keep the peace from your family being messy. And you know what? Just saying this, Chantel's family shouldn't be there. Because if this is a trip for Pedro to go back home to see his grandmother, probably say goodbye, why the hell are you there causing all this conflict? You know you got beef with this family. Why are you guys coming on a very emotional trip to just cause drama and stress the family out even more? I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I would honestly probably send, my condolences, a card, maybe some money or something. But if we don't get along, I'm not going to come there. Because let's be real, people are very emotional during these times. So you don't want to go there and cause any more drama and make it even harder for the people who are dealing with something very hurtful. You know what I mean? I just thought about that. I'm just like, Chantel, your family shouldn't go. You probably should afford more. I know they wanted to have, the producers of the show wanted to have the family finally meet, and this was probably a way to get them there, but I feel like it should have been a different way than, oh, my grandmother is sick and we're going on this kind of trip. Because now as a viewer, although it's going to be good TV for this family to meet, I don't want them to go and meet like this, because it's just not, it's not a fun trip. It's not them vacationing and the family is just popping up. It's Pedro going to see his sick grandmother, and it just doesn't seem like the right time to have a family confrontation. So we end the episode with Pedro talking to his mother and sister again and telling them that they have to be nice to Chantel, not because Chantel is his wife and he wants them to respect her and get along because she is going to have his children, and he wants to have peace in the family because he loves her and he loves them and he wants everybody to come together. No, he didn't say that. He said, I want you to be nice to her because I cannot help you guys become a citizen if she doesn't sign off on you. Chantel can make it quick, like 3 years, but if you have to do it through me, it's going to take a very long time, up to 5 years plus. And the mother and sister, oh, I don't want nothing from her. Oh, I don't need nothing from Chantel. I'm going to become a citizen with or without her. Girl, what? No, you're not. You need her, but you don't like her. So you're going to continue to treat her like trash. And I'm telling you guys, if a child comes into this and they are still fighting, I'm done with this show. That kid is going to be born into a nightmare. Mother is miserable. His daddy is miserable. His grandma, his auntie is miserable. His mother's side of the family, that whole cult is miserable. Poor kid. I don't want no kid to be in that kind of situation. If they bring a child into this, they need to fix it. Because I don't think that a lot of this is drawn up for TV. Some stuff looks heavily produced, but then I see these scenes and I'm just like, I don't think they're faking it. But I could be wrong, because I was wrong about Caesar. I was crying about him on Before the 90 Days, and y'all was just like, he's an actor, Nikki. And a really good one, because he had me. That's where this episode ends. Let's talk about it in the comment section below. How do you feel about Pedro's mother and sister? How do you feel about them coming to the United States? Do you think that Chantel's family should be going to the Dominican Republic when Pedro is probably going to say goodbye to his grandmother for the last time in his life? Like, y'all know how I feel about that, but I want to know how you feel about that. Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next Monday for the following episode of The Family Chantel. Bye, guys.